Hey there, this is Stuart Donaldson for Pinnacle Exercise Physiology, and today we're going to go through another fantastic leg exercise, the squat. I love the squat, it's super functional, you use it in your everyday life, probably without even realising, and it's a really good exercise that works the quads, the butt, which are the glute muscles, and the hamstrings all at the same time, which will save you heaps of time in your workout so you don't have to do heaps of individual exercises. Squat's fantastic, you can make lots of variations for it, so I'll show you the basics and then we'll do some more difficult variations after that. Here we go. So with the squat, you want to take a stance that's just outside shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider for the normal variation. Obviously there's some variations where you can use a super wide or sumo stance, but now with the basic squat, we'll just go with just outside shoulder width. So nice and even on your feet, you want around 80% through your heels of your weight, that is, about 20% through your toes. Should be able to wiggle your toes the whole time. If you can't wiggle your toes, probably means you've got too much weight going forward, so just shift your weight back a little bit. From this position, you're just going to squat down, sticking your butt out the back, keeping your shoulders up nice and tall in front, looking forward, returning to the start, using your glutes and your quad muscles to push yourself up. Okay, so you'll see that I'm not looking down at the ground, my shoulders are up and I'm looking forward. From side on, again taking that nice shoulder width or slightly wider stance, you're going to stick your butt out the back, keeping the weight in my heels, dropping down, wiggle those toes, returning to the start. Okay, your target is to get your thighs to around parallel, so about there, and then return to the start. If you can't get that low for starters, that's fine. Best to develop the strength in the top range first. Just go 10 or 15 centimeters, return to the start. Down a little bit, and up to the start. As you get more confident and stronger, you can go down lower and lower until eventually you're at that parallel to the ground level. As for your hands, put them where you're comfortable. For me, I find out in front helps me balance best. For you, it might be hands on hips or across your chest there. Squatting down, returning to the start. So that's the basic squat with the basic technique. Always remembering, keeping your back nice and straight, returning to the, dropping down, and then returning to the start like that. So now we're going to go through some more difficult variations or some progressions of the squat. First of all, if you're in a gym, you've probably got some sort of barbell or dumbbell. What we can do with this is put the bar back across your shoulders, okay? So it's not sitting up on my neck, it's actually sitting across the trap muscles, the trapezius muscles, which are across the top of the shoulders. From here, you want to grip onto that bar, again, not too tightly, but just securing it there so it doesn't roll away from you. From here, the squat position is exactly the same. You're dropping down nice and low, pushing to high. Noticing how my back stays nice and straight, I'm not hunching forward and I'm not arching back at the same time. Some more variations you can do, like I mentioned earlier, is the sumo stance squat, or it's a super wide stance. So what you need to do, you might have to hitch up your pants a little bit, is take a really wide stance, again, dropping down into that squat and returning to the start. What this does is it brings in the adductor muscles, or the insides of your thighs, run all the way down here, incorporating those a little bit more. But you'll still use your glutes, your hamstrings and your quads like in the normal stance squat. Keeping your toes, your knees, your hips and your shoulders all pointing straight forward, you're dropping down, returning to the start, keeping your shoulders nice and tall. Other variations you can do of the squat, just hang on to some dumbbells, hanging them either by your side, or you can even have them up at your shoulders, throwing in a shoulder press into the mix. So it's a squat down, then do a shoulder press up. Nice and easy, really easy to incorporate a lot of different exercises into this. So there you go, that's the basic squat movement, with a couple of extra progressions thrown in there as well. You'll notice that the squat technique is really similar to that used for manual handling and lifting stuff. If you haven't watched my video yet on manual handling, check it out, the link is below. So this has been Stuart Donaldson for Pinnacle Exercise Physiology. Try out these squats, throw them into your routine, and I'll see you soon.